you are listening to
the WrestleMania podcast.
the WrestleMania podcast.
What's up, wrestling fans? We are just under a week removed from WrestleMania 41. It was a good show. I enjoyed it for the most part, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But of course, you all know me. I'm Chris the Heat Matthews. He's the Tennessee Jesus, Carl Crossland. And this is the WrestleGeddon podcast. Carl, how the hell are you, man?
I'm good, man. Pissed off at my team during draft week, so a little upset about that. But other than that, pretty good.
Awesome. Watching SmackDown right now. Like they had Jade versus Tiffany Stratton, which was actually pretty good. Naomi just hit the ring, and she had a clean jump into the ring underneath the ropes. Like she folded herself up and cleared between the ring and the bottom rope. It was impressive. But yeah, all right. Sidetracked a little bit. That happens. I'm gonna take a key from Freddie Prinze Jr. and call them side quests. All right, let's get rocking and rolling here. Of course, kick the show off here with the Random Band entrance theme. If you're just joining us for this, basically we get Carl's got a randomizer, picks a band for us, then we pick a song that we would think would be a good entrance theme. So,
I'm gonna have myself. Who put this on so random? For fuck's sake!
Alright, and a random band this week was the Big Tymers, Manny Fresh, and the Birdman. I do remember some of these, going back and listening to it.
Yeah, I was a Cash Money fan back in the day.
Cash Money.
I had most of their albums. Big Tymers, Juvenile, PG, Lil Wayne, Turk, and then they had some albums too where they collabed together. It's like the Cash Money Millionaires. But yeah, had a lot of those albums.
I noticed a lot of the rap hip hop albums around that same time all kind of use the same font on their album covers.
Yeah, album covers, yeah.
Yeah, because it was this one and No Limit. Pretty much all of No Limit used, and the Cash Money records all use the same font, which is that big, blinged out font.
Yeah.
I remember because I bought
man.
Silk the Shaka CD, and I still have it. And I just remembered I was looking at the Big Timers thing, and I was like,
it's exactly
the same font, man.
That was that early 2000s, late 90s rapper font, man.
It's like they all just discovered Photoshop at the same time and used it all.
Yeah,
it's just fonts. So, but I don't know, what can you do? But it really brings you back to all your high school proms and stuff and dances and everything and all that good stuff. But I went with Big Ballin' for this one.
Damn it, Chris!
What? I got you.
Oh man, dude. You got me.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, got me. And that's a good song though. I always like that. The biggest reason why I like that song because it sounds like, is it Zelda? Like that sound, you know what I'm talking about? That sound that's in it. That
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Puts me in mind of Zelda. I don't know if that's where they get the sample from. But yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's where it came from.
So let me see what my different song. I'll make sure I get the name right. I'm gonna go with my songs that took my. I'm gonna go with Cutlass, Monte Carlos, and Regals.
Awesome. Yeah, it was that one, or I didn't want to go with like the obvious one, the number one stunner. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll do this one.
Yeah. I mean, number one stunner was Big Timers, like it was on their album, but it was more of like This Baby and Lil Wayne, I think.
Yeah.
So, but Everybody Get Your Roll On, that was like a big one when I was in middle school. Everybody get your roll on. Everybody get your mother roll on. What? But one of my favorite things I liked about Cash Money, I don't know if you listen to them like in depth or anything, except for just like the big radio hits. But like a lot of their albums, they would take like a hook, and that would be like the chorus for like the next like for a song on the next album. So it's like once you started listening to the songs, like or sometimes they'd take like a verse too, not necessarily had to be the hook, and they'd use it in like another song, and so you kind of get familiar with the words and stuff, like you knew a lot of it.
Yeah. That number
Like
one
like Juvenile, I'm so dragged. He in his verse he says the what would end up being the course for like you a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, man and G to the moment you expire. You know what it is to make nothing out of something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, who's our random band for next week?
Next week we have the Pretenders.
The Pretenders.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pretenders. When I first started, I thought it was the song from Foo Fighters. I was like, I know the song The Pretenders, but I didn't know.
Great Pretender.
The group.
Why? I know the name. Why am I not picking up a song?
Yeah, I don't know if I know of Pretenders. I know like the song The Pretender, but I don't know a song by Pretenders.
Talk of the Town.
Talk of the Town? How'd it go?
I just looked it up. That was the first one.
Oh.
Up. Huh.
I think they're part of probably like the British invasion at some point.
Yeah, they are.
It depends on what invasion.
I'll Stand By You. That's the one I was thinking of.
You talking about Train in Vain?
Stand By You. Huh?
No, I'm thinking Train in Vain. I'm thinking of Train in Vain.
Yeah. It's like, I'll stand by you even in your darkest hour. I'll stand by you.
I don't know if I know.
Won't let nobody hurt you.
I know Stand By Me. Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. Oh, awesome. All right. So that was the random band for this week. Big Tymers. Next week, we've got the Pretenders. Now let's kick it over to the instant replay. All right. So we got quite a bit to talk about this week. First off, want to start things off by sending out our thoughts and prayers and good vibes to the family of Steve Mongo McMichael, as he had passed away this week. He's been dealing with a lot of health issues recently, and it's kind of touch and go there for a minute, but they made the decision to take him off his life support and everything earlier this week. More known for his football career than his wrestling career. Obviously played for the Bears. I know more for his wrestling career, being part of the Four Horsemen, WCW Nitro, and that's pretty much it. That's what I know him from. So.
Yeah, he always got a lot of hate for his wrestling and his mic skills, but looking back at it, I mean, I enjoyed his time with the Four Horsemen, that kind of era in WCW, where it was him, Chris Benoit, Ric Flair, and Jeff Jarrett / Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko.
That's another legend gone. So hitting that squared circle in the sky. So, like I said, thoughts and prayers, good vibes out to the family of Steve Mongo McMichael, fans, everything. So, all right. Got a couple things here in the news besides that as well. It was announced Saturday afternoon prior to the kickoff of Night 1 of WrestleMania that WWE / TKO had acquired AAA, one of the most famous Mexican wrestling promotions in the world. AAA and CMLL are pretty much the two big ones in Mexico, if not the only two in Mexico. But WWE TKO has acquired AAA.
Two big ones. They got more than. Yeah.
Oh, I saw a meme that said WWE bought AAA to fire Alberto Del Rio a second time.
Probably.
But they released him. So after the announcement of the acquisition.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those things where I think it's probably more for like the library. It would be cool to have on like Peacock or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, that library alone, like, think about how much footage you have for Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, El Grande Americano,
Ray Phoenix, Penta.
Yeah, Phoenix, Penta. That's like a huge bonus.
Andrade.
Yeah, Andrade. Santos Escobar. So many people under the WWE banner that have ties with AAA. They did announce that Jeremy. What's that?
I was gonna say I don't think it's like when WWE bought ECW or WCW. I don't think they're really trying to like buy those wrestlers and bring them into WWE. I think they're using it more as like what I'm saying, it's a promotion in Mexico.
Yeah,
and they can develop talent there. And I mean, there's some people that might just want to stay there. You know what I mean? So I think it was good. It'd be cool, like if we can get it on our streaming service, so it's not something that like pops up on YouTube, or you have to watch old matches. But yeah, it'd be cool. I like it. It's not a bad acquisition.
There's been a lot of fans out there talking that they feel like this is going to end up like the UK wrestling scene when WWE went in there with like NXT UK and all that, and just kind of demolished the UK wrestling scene. I kind of agree with you, because one of the big things that kind of has me disagreeing with that is they're assigning Jeremy Borash to creative for AAA. He'll be working on Conan. they haven't stated whether yet Conan's going to remain head of creative for AAA or if someone else is taking over. But to me, that seems like a good sign that they're going to try to keep it intact and not really go that route like they do with NXT UK, the UK wrestling scene. But I kind of what you were saying, like the using it as like a just another like developmental system or something like that, and that's what it seems like to me. I think Triple H is smarter when it comes to that aspect of the business, or at least Nick Khan and Stephanie seem to be a little bit smarter when it comes to that instead of trying to destroy it, keep it around to help farm talent. So.
Okay.
With that announcement, we also got the announcement for Worlds Collide, which will be coming to us on July 7th. This will include talent from NXT, WWE, and AAA. I'm kind of hoping they find a way to work TNA into this as well.
That would be cool. And it'd be kind of interesting to see like what they put out. You know what I mean? So like, I doubt it's going to be like, Seth Rollins and CM Punk versus someone from AAA or anything like that. Like, I think it's going to be more of like some of your mid card guys, probably Penta, Ray Phoenix, Rey Mysterio. All of those guys will probably be involved.
It'll definitely be like
Maybe Dirty Down
stuff because it'll be because they'll be like the big stars in Mexico. We consider they're they fall under like that mid card status here, but they're like superstars in Mexico, and that would make sense to use like Penta and Phoenix, Legado, the LWO, like all those guys as part of the show as well, and then mix in like
maybe
McIntyres and stuff like that.
Maybe have El Americano Grande show up and they just beat the hell out of him.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, man. All right, one little last tidbit here of news stuff before we get into WrestleMania. Busted Open Radio after WrestleMania. Dave LaGreca Monday morning went into one of his big rants about how the main event of WrestleMania was just completely ruined. It was garbage. I was talking about Cena and Cody, the inclusion of Travis Scott, like all that stuff. We ended up getting a response from The Rock on their Instagram. And I agree with LaGreca on this one. We'll get into it a little bit more when we get into our WrestleMania recap. But the response from The Rock was, "Hi, Dave. The business is a complete work. Always has been, always will be. Every aspect of it. Every match, every interview. Please join me, Cody, Cena, Brian, and the rest of us for our creative discussions so you can expand your perspective. Until then, stop ranting. It's not healthy. My friend, enjoy the show."
Like you said, we'll touch a little bit more on it later if you want to. But for the people that think they try to make a bad match on purpose, like, I don't think that's what they were trying to do intentionally.
I thought the match was good up until Travis Scott came out. Him taking 4 hours to come to the ring just kind of, killed the momentum of the rest of the matchups.
Yeah, I kind of disagree, but I was already in a bad mood because of the tag team situation that happened right before it. And then, don't get me wrong, I was kind of salty about it, even like going into it. So that might have been, maybe I didn't see it through the correct lens, or my head was in the right spot. But I didn't like the match at all at any point. Was I like invested in it?
Yeah, like I liked it. Like, it was a good back and forth between Cody and Cena. Cena basically came out and did what he said he was going to do, and that was give us nothing. And that's pretty much what he did.
Yeah, but that's why I said that's a cop out. That's. I don't think they were like, "Hey, let's go have the worst match ever in
No.
WrestleMania history," on purpose. Like, I think in general they want to entertain people. They want people, especially with the momentum they had from last year. I think they wanted to make a. And then I guess maybe some people liked it because I mean, Monday night their crowds can't apologies to Cena. I definitely wasn't one of them.
They started booing Cody and started cheering Cena like halfway through the match. If not even halfway, like quarter way through the match.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a Cena fan, and the match wasn't that good to me, and it shouldn't have been the main event of WrestleMania, especially night 2. Like the matches leading up to it were, except for the tag team match, where it's fucking fire. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If it was me and I was making the decisions, like I definitely probably would have made the triple threat main event night 2.
Absolutely.
And I would have had the triple threat for the women's title night 1 main event, and that would have been my 2 main events because.
Yeah.
I think the women's triple threat was more of a surprise because even me, like I had my doubts going into it. I mean, I knew it would be a good match because of the talent, but to me, that match was like kind of pinnacle of what you want out of a WrestleMania match. The women's title match at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know if did you see that one?
The triple threat match?
Yeah.
The triple threat match is great. Like that was probably one of my favorite matches from the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad they let Io retain that title.
Yeah.
It was a great match. So.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It kind of didn't make sense to me. Like after like looking at it, it's like if you're gonna have, to me, like if you're gonna have Io retain it, I just don't understand why you took Bianca out of her storyline to inject her in that. And then it's like also, I would have gave Io the title at Mania, had her win it off Ripley at Mania, and let her have her Mania moment. You know what I mean?
I think that they should have went that route. I agree with that. Because honestly, winning the title is a bigger moment than retaining the title. So
yeah,
but
it was still it was a great. It was the best match out of all 3 of the match. The main event night 1, you know, it was really good, and everybody was looking forward to it, and we got what we expected out of those 3. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a swerve, but we got what we expected out of the match. We knew it was going to be good, it was going to be entertaining. There wasn't any point where you wouldn't invest it into the match.
Absolutely.
From the entrances to, you know what I mean? But the women's match is probably the best match as far as like pure match, without all the spectacle leading to it.
Absolutely. We'll talk about. Oh, we're already on the subject of WrestleMania, and that's the first thing on the notes anyway.
We'll go one by one through the matches, or no?
I was just like maybe some of the bigger matches instead of like the whole thing, but the pay-per-view overall, like what did you think overall?
Overall, I enjoyed it. Night 1, I was more into the matches than probably the crowd was. Like I was so pissed off that the crowd wasn't invested in the Jade Naomi match.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, like, and that's probably one of the problems that we're probably gonna run into now with some of the bigger events. Is the people that can afford tickets and the people that are showing up, like these celebrities and stuff. And Rich Elite, they're not invested in the storylines as we are. So because Jade and Naomi are not like big names necessarily, uh, I don't think they were really that invested in that match, and they probably didn't know what was going on between them.
And that we talked about it
But I
going
thought it
into
was really
WrestleMania, how that was one of the bigger, like how that storyline was. It was a good story build to that match.
yeah.
So especially like when you look at Naomi's promos from the last few weeks going into WrestleMania, and like the emotion and everything that she put into it, and like I thought it was great, and I liked the match. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it would have been better though if the crowd was into it. Like I said, just sitting there silent. So yeah, I really like that match. Trying to think of what else on like when the Jay Gunther match. I don't see why everybody's complaining about it. I mean, was it their best match between the two? No. Like I think their Saturday night main event match was better, but it was still a good match. And I'm glad Jay got the victory. I was kind of nervous there for a minute because I thought his brother was going to turn on him.
Yeah.
When he came out, I'm like, oh god, are we going to do this again?
I got that same feeling on Monday when Sammy came out. So it's like they're kind of like looking at each other, and Jay's like, "What's going on?" And then Sammy's like, "Dog, my dog." And they're like, they hug and everything, and Sammy just, as the kids say, was glazing them in the ring. So,
yeah. I really enjoyed the Tiffany Charlotte match too. A lot of people were saying it looked sloppy. I didn't get that. There's like a few times where they were like brawling. But I felt like they were doing that on purpose because they were trying to make it seem like they really hated each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For the most part, I liked it. I kind of felt like Tiffany was carrying it a little more than Charlotte. Like I may be looking at it from a different perspective, but I don't think that was one of Charlotte's best matches. Like I don't.
No, but Charlotte has plenty of good matches. Now Tiffany's matches, that's probably up there in her top 5.
Yeah, I will say I did like I like Tiffany's entrance, like the whole Barbie inspired entrance. But the one thing I would have done different, instead of just having like the pink boxes, I would have did like the Tiffy time, or put like Tiffy on top of the box, like in the Barbie font. So, because like Mattel's the one that was the one that was sponsoring the entrance for Tiffany. So I would have I would have put Tiffy at the top of the box or in like the corner or something, like an actual Barbie box. Which I thought would have put it over the top. But I thought it was pretty cool. And she had said that I guess she had pitched that during one of her NXT runs. And it told her no. And then when they mentioned her about doing a specific entrance for her for Mania, they circled back to the Barbie box idea. So
yeah, I thought it wasn't just the box; it was also the dream house, like on top.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was cool. I liked it. So the match was good. Like I said, not one of Charlotte's best matches, but even the goats have some off nights. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a bad. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a bad. Like saying it's not Charlotte's best match is not saying it's a bad match.
No, absolutely not. It was still a good match. It's not used to the. It's just not the caliber from Charlotte that we're used to. No, that's what I mean by it. It wasn't one of her best matches. There's some other stuff on there.
The triple threat was really good.
Triple threat was good.
The entrance, Seth Rollins, dude, like the Crown of Thorns sunglasses.
Yeah,
like that was like coming out as Jesus. That was pretty cool. I like that because I was like, oh my god, I hope he's not wearing that trash bag thing down to the ring. And then
that was awesome. Living Color, playing Cult of Personality was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I kind of knew they were kind of taking a little bit there between the entrances to set up the band, and like it clicked with me like instantly. Like it's
You froze on me or I froze on you? I don't know who froze. Let me close up. I don't know. Was it me or was it him? Let me turn off mine. You there? Hello? I can't tell if it's me live or if it's Chris live. But one of us is live. Chris dropped, so maybe it's me live. Um, but yeah, I was saying I like the interests we were talking about. Uh, in living color, doing clutch personality, um, live band for CM Punk. That was pretty cool. Uh, the swerve, I liked. Um, the fact that Paul Heyman joining forces with Seth Rollins. Uh, it's one of those things where it didn't. I kind of had a feeling Chris kind of alluded to it on our podcast that he felt like Paul Heyman was on the side with Seth, but it's the way it was executed with Heyman giving Punk the chair and then low blowing him, then giving it to Roman Reigns, and did it again, like vice versa. Chris just texted me and said his internet went out, so um, we're probably gonna have to give him a minute to get back up here. Um, night two, I felt it was like it started off really just as good as night one. I actually started off better, like that women's triple threat match we talked about earlier. It was really good. I wasn't expecting EO to retain. My pick was for Bianca to win, and to me, that's what made like most sense. Uh, but as I said on here before, wrestling's always like the best when you can't predict what's going to happen, and then when you have competitors uh, that you believe could win a title at any moment. And that was one of those matches where you had Bianca, you had Rhea, you had Io, and you believe any one of those could win. The um, Fatal Four Way for the Intercontinental title, uh, I was happy with that. As everyone on here knows, Dom is one of my favorite wrestlers, especially ever since he went heel. I was surprised by the crowd though getting behind him. Even on Monday night, it seemed like um, the crowd was behind him. I hope that doesn't change like his persona, like AEW did with like MJF, where they kind of turn him to a face. It's like, no man, let's keep him a heel. Crowd can be behind him, but let's keep that same, uh, you know, dog personality that he has. And another thing I saw that was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw uh, after he won the belt, Scott Steiner and Brock Steiner and some other kid I didn't recognize who it was. Probably one of Scott's sons or Rick's sons. Dominic went back, back with the Intercontinental title. Uh, kind of rubbed it in their face that he won. I thought that was cool, even being a heel behind the scenes. Uh, I thought the Ray Phoenix Chad Gable match, which I know wasn't advertised as that, it was like supposed to be Rey Mysterio, but I thought that match was pretty cool. It's pretty cool for Ray to get. I say Ray like the both name was Ray. It was pretty cool that Ray got that experience of being on Mania. Chris is back, I guess. I don't know. He might not be able to hear us still.
Okay. Yeah,
You back? Yeah, there he is.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Jacob Podchaser, that was
Coming
another
in
match.
clear.
That match was really good. And
That
it was
was.
something
I
that
was very happy
everybody wanted.
that Jacob won that title.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I was talking about Dirty Dom. I thought it was cool. Like he was still a heel behind the scenes by like
Yeah.
holding up the title in front of Scott.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good. Like, and we called that too. Like we said, there's something was going to happen between him and Finn, where either one was going to pull the other off or one was going to try to pin the other, and then Dom hits that frog splash and pins Finn and wins the title. It's just freaking awesome.
Yeah.
What I was going to get into before Spectrum so rudely kicked me off, bunch of bastards. The women's tag team title match. I know this pissed you off.
Yeah.
You said you're pretty salty with this. I was excited at first to see Becky come back. I didn't know that they pulled Bayley from the match until going into the pay-per-view because I didn't see any of the stuff earlier in the day. So I didn't see where Bayley got attacked. So it must have been it had to have been some last minute deal that they did with Becky to have her come back within last 48 hours or something. But
yeah, I mean she wasn't really dressed.
Because she didn't have any
Yeah.
Becky, it's WrestleMania. She's in kind of outlandish, Mania gear. And all she had was just her normal gear, but the jacket said "back in business" on it. So that was pretty much it. My biggest thing with this is they had Becky and Lyra win the titles, hold the titles for 24 hours, to have Liv and Raquel regain the titles, and then Becky turn on Lyra.
Yeah.
I think instead of doing the tag team match, they should have changed it after, Bayley got jumped and gave Liv a match for the Intercontinental title. And then you have Lyra retain and then have Raquel and Liv beat down Lyra and then have Becky come out and make the save. So you still get that big WrestleMania return pop for Becky. And then that goes into the tag match Monday where you can still have where Liv and Raquel can retain. And then you do the heel turn that you were doing anyway. And that would have, I think that would have been better, in my opinion. That's.
Yes. I didn't like the bird thing either. I was like, this looks too good. Came out looking like Frankie.
It was a little weird, but I will say the detail and stuff that they put into those feathers and stuff look really good. So it'd make a cool action figure. But
it showed like Frankie.
It's the bird, man. So, but that was my biggest thing with that is they should have they should have made the audible, if they knew that Becky was coming back, they still could have did the tag match too and have Becky come out and save them from the beatdown. I don't know, but instead you pull Bayley off of the Mania card to have Becky come back, which is legit the same thing they did during the Royal Rumble when Alexis came back. because it was supposed to be Shotzi in the Rumble, but they pulled Shotzi and replaced her with Alexa.
Yeah. Another thing too is like I don't know. To me, I feel like if The Rock wasn't going to be involved, or even with The Rock involved, really, they shouldn't have had that as the main event.
No,
Travis Scott couldn't have been involved at all. Like that was just
no.
dumb bringing him out. You said you enjoyed. I mean, honestly, I didn't really enjoy the match at all. I was
I
maybe a
thought it
little
was
bit of
good
hope
up
that
until Travis Scott came out, and it just completely killed it for me. It just killed whatever momentum they had going in that match.
yeah. A little hope in me wanted like thought maybe Stone Cold could have got involved or something, but then he came out earlier, so I figured he
and ran over
probably
a
wouldn't.
woman.
Yeah, she faked that shit. But
Yeah,
delayed reactions to getting ran over.
so bad. Like, apparently she got hit with the top of the announce table earlier when Carlito threw the top of the announce table off.
If that happened to me, I'd be excited. Like, oh shit! Like, I got ran over by Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
She got dragged to that. She didn't want to be there. So I think the guy that was sitting next to her, or the guy that was standing next to her, on the left, as you're watching on TV, I think was with her. But he was like super excited because Austin was like right there, and he just crashed into the barrier. And he's like, "Oh!" And then she like 4 seconds later throws herself back. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Dang, Karen. Did you die?
Yeah.
You physically injured? The four-wheeler hit the guardrail, like, which is an LED guardrail, which is, pretty stable to begin with. Like, the thing barely moved.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
I agree.
All right. So we had a few title changes. Couple, big return from Becky. The big swerve with Paul Heyman on that triple threat main event from night one with him turning on Punk, hitting that low blow, and then low blowing Roman Reigns and aligning himself with Seth Rollins, which led us into Monday Night Raw with the final segment on Raw with Rollins coming out and then being immediately interrupted by Punk. To those two brawling, to Roman coming out, and then Braun Breaker comes out and spears everyone but Rollins and aligns himself with Rollins and Heyman.
Yeah.
On top of Becky turning heel, it makes me wonder if we're getting a new Dangerous Alliance.
I mean, we don't necessarily have to call it Dangerous Alliance, but this because Heyman is there.
Yeah.
But
that's what it is.
a new faction. You know what I mean? Like I think like Judgment Day is pretty much run its course. The Bloodline, we don't seem to be doing too much with it anymore.
I think after Mania, I think with all that stuff, I think the Bloodline's officially done.
Yeah.
So now Heyman done with Roman, the Bloodline's got to be done.
Yeah. So this new group, I kind of like it. I don't understand why everybody assumes there has to be 4 people or at least like one more person or something like that. But
I wouldn't be surprised and I wouldn't be mad if they added Becky to it. Because it makes sense with her and Rollins. But I'm cool with it with being Rollins and Breaker. Because those two will rip shit up. So and I think this is this gives Heyman like a new type of angle where he's not really, because I wouldn't like, this feels like the whole thing was orchestrated by Heyman, or at least Heyman had a big part in in this whole thing with Rollins and Breakker getting together, or at least aligning themselves with Heyman. So that gives me hope or confidence that Heyman is doing something where he's not subservient to another talent like a Roman Reigns or a Brock Lesnar or even like a CM Punk, where maybe he's like the actual brains behind the outfit and he's giving, directions to Rollins and Breakker. Not that Rollins needs any type of direction, or Breakker either, but to have someone like Paul Heyman in their corner and helping direct them, down that path that they're going, I think is going to be a good angle.
Yeah. But we got fucking John Cena as champion. That's the only thing that's fucking stupid.
But he did take a sweet RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I mean, are we really doing Randy Orton and fucking John Cena again? I mean,
you knew what was gonna happen.
The last time they went around, like, I didn't really care for the last time they had a feud.
John
John
they
Cena
kept his entrance. Aleister Black is back.
Is back.
And they kept the entrance where he like rises up on the thing.
Okay. Another thing that came out of Mania is the carrying cross pipe bomb, some people call it.
They, not to cut you off again, but they kept his original music too.
Did they?
Yes. So it's not
I don't know.
So I'm excited. Sorry.
Yeah,
but Cross, he just ripped in and let it all loose. So, that was a great promo though. Like, I don't know if it's like, I kind of feel like it started out as work. Like we were talking about this in our group chat, like kind of felt like it started off as a work and then slowly, I wouldn't say slowly, but turned into, a shoot. So he got a lot of frustration out with that one. Whether or not he was truly I'm sure he was upset about something or some stuff in there. Like I was really hoping that he was going to be the one to take the open challenge from Orton. Instead of Joe Hendry.
It seemed like Joe Hendry was a cool
surprise too. So
he seemed like he thought that too. He's like, the fans were under night, wanted me, and he's like, everybody wants viral moments. And so I was like, that was like when it got to, I was like, oh, maybe this is like a little bit of, because the whole Logan Paul stuff people have said before, you know what I mean? Like, didn't earn his way. Like, I kind of felt that was like a work, but then like once he got onto the whole Joe thing, it was like, yeah, maybe he is this, giving his real gripes with the company.
Yeah. And then you got everybody, they just buried Joe Hendry in front of 60,000 people. Like, no, Joe Hendry, a TNA talent, nonetheless, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, just wrestled one of the greatest of all time in Randy Orton in front of 60,000 people on the biggest wrestling show in the world.
Yeah.
So that by no means was burying Joe Hendry. Like, if you honestly thought Joe Hendry was going to come out there, answer Randy Orton's open challenge at WrestleMania, and beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania, you're a dumbass. Oh, there was no way that was going to happen. Like, even I knew that wasn't going to happen. I mean, obviously I knew that wasn't going to happen. Like, anybody with a brain knew that wasn't going to happen, except for these dumb marks. They buried Joe Hendry. And then you're throwing around buried. Like, you know what it fucking means. Stop using buried for everything.
The only thing that would be probably more probable to happen, it would be like if Orange Cassidy accepted this open challenge and came out and beat Randy Orton with his hands in his pockets.
I just like I just don't get it. Like, well, they're doing nothing for TNA. They just had the TNA World Heavyweight Champion in front of 60,000 people that had no idea. Probably 40,000 of them had no clue TNA existed to begin with, or
with
didn't
the
know
belt.
who Joe Hendry was outside of a TikTok thing. So,
with the belt. With the belt. Yeah. You talk about fucking Kenny Omega was fucking TNA champion, and he didn't even wear the belt out to fucking.
Don Callis wore it. Jesus.
Amazing.
Or it wasn't even Don Callis, it was fucking Brandon Cutler carrying it.
Or somebody carried it around for him. It's like, dude, you ain't wearing like a TNA belt. So, yeah, it was big for him. I mean, me personally,
fuck you.
Me personally, would a Karrion Kross match would have been better? Yeah, if it was like the actual Raw match, but I'm fine with Joe Hendry. I mean, it was a good shock, and it was cool to see Joe Hendry there.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I think we're gonna start seeing a build with Kross, relatively soon.
I don't know. It's like because they're kind of muttering the waters a little bit because you got Miro back and Aleister Black is back.
Nobody wanted Miro. Nobody wanted Rusev.
Ray's here now, and we got all these people.
Nobody wanted Rusev, and apparently Rusev and Lana got back together. They reconciled. You know, they're all good now. Apparently, Lana signed a Legends deal. So I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, the Rusev thing, wonderful. I don't know. It seems like he's signing them just because Tony Khan had him sign. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't have been at a Rusev signing at all. Especially, like, given the fact that the only reason why he didn't get a push in the AEW is because he was refusing to work with some people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And put people over.
And the only reason why he was over before he left with that whole Rusev Day thing was because of Aiden English. Like, it wasn't Rusev. It was Aiden English. Like, I was just... I don't know. I'm not a fan of Rusev, and I don't think... It's like fucking Ryback. I don't need to see him on my TV. He can go home and sit on his couch for all I care.
I mean, if you want to have him lose in, like, I don't know, like 5 minutes to Jacob Fatu or something during the match, put over Jacob Fatu, then I'm cool with it. But I don't want to see him, like, regularly or get, like, some kind of big push or anything.
And then he comes out and destroys the Alpha Academy. Like, why?
Yeah.
What's the point? Oh.
Yeah, but if you want to do like Braun Strowman thing with him, where like he just comes out and gets beat by other people, I'm for that.
On to better stuff. Dominic Mysterio retained the IC title over Penta in an awesome match, which of course saw a lot of Judgment Day interference and also the return of JD McDonough. So, which Finn didn't seem too happy about that one.
Yeah.
At the end of that matchup when they're all posing with Dom. So it's like he didn't know that JD was coming back.
Yeah. I think they're probably going to kick Finn out. Backlash will probably be Finn versus Dom.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Well, they did announce tonight on SmackDown that we will get Randy Orton versus John Cena at Backlash.
Oh. What I always wanted to see.
Yay.
Another boringness. John Cena, hopefully it's not the fucking main event.
Probably will be. But one of the other highlights from Raw, Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky was a fantastic matchup until we got interference from Julia and Roxanne Perez, which led to Roxanne Perez getting her rematch to the NXT Women's Championship against Stephanie Vaquer on NXT. Of course, Stephanie retained. And her and Julia had a little bit of a stare down to close out NXT this week. But yeah, great match between the two of them. I think that was one of my, aside from Dom and Penta, I think that was my other favorite match from Raw this week.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. NXT, real quick, we had Lexis King defending the Heritage Cup against returning Noam Dar. The Scottish Supernova is back. Noam regained the Heritage Cup in his return match. So big props to Noam Dar. Liv and Raquel retained the tag team titles after just winning on Monday night. Like I said, Stephanie Vaquero retained. And then we closed out the show with Joe Hendry interrupting Trick and Oba Femi. We got kind of a Bria, Bianca, Io type situation between Hendry, Trick, and Oba, where they kind of pushed Trick out the ring, and the two of them just kind of stared him down and then had a face off between each other. So I think we'll get Joe Hendry and Oba Femi here in the near future.
That'd be cool.
I'm here for it. One little tidbit here from AEW this week. Fuego del Sol apparently over the weekend on Collision lost a something versus mask match. Took his mask off, left it in the ring along with his boots. Not sure if he's retiring or just retiring the Fuego del Sol character. So we'll see what happens with that. I did not pull this up ahead of time, which I should have, which it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I got kicked off and I had to reload everything again. So TNA Unbreakable was also over WrestleMania weekend. And then we've got TNA's Rebellion. Is it Rebellion? Yes, Rebellion is actually this weekend.
Wow.
A lot of TNA stuff here in the last week or so. Just run through these here. Quick results. Eric Young defeated Zachary Wentz and JDC. That is not. Yeah, the tournament semifinal match. So he went on to the finals. Steve Macklin also won his match. So it was Macklin, AJ Francis, and Eric Young in the finals for the TNA International Championship, which Steve Macklin won that. Sami Callihan defeated Mance Warner in a barbed wire massacre match. Joe Hendry and Masha Slamovich defeated Kazarian and Tessa Blanchard in mixed tag action. Mike Santana and the Hardys defeated Mustafa Ali and the Nemeth brothers. Moose defeated Sidney Akeem, the former Reggie from WWE, the former Scripps. So he is now part of the TNA roster and will be the final contestant in the X Division matchup, Ultimate X match coming up on Rebellion. So there we go.
One more thing about WrestleMania weekend. That's why I'm running this by you and see what you think. I think it's now that we're doing 2 nights, right?
Yeah.
That they either need to move NXT TakeOver to Friday night and just do away with SmackDown, or make it a Sunday morning PLE instead of a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Because I like giving up my whole Saturday for, you know what I mean? Like, to me, like, when it comes to football, like, usually it takes over, like, most of your Sunday. So you're kind of used to giving up your Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like I would be more willing, because this is when I watched it. I actually didn't watch Stand Deliver Saturday morning. I watched it Sunday morning.
I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. But I will say that double Soul Snatcher from Soul Ruka was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good pay-per-view. It's just, like I said, to me, like, it would have been better to be on Sunday instead of Saturday.
Yeah. Or shit.
Or
Thursday night. Something.
Yeah.
Well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I don't know. So most people come in starting, Monday, Tuesday during the week anyway for WrestleMania week. So
Yeah.
awesome stuff. All right. Rebellion is Sunday night. Match card for this. I'll run through this real quick here. They just announced this from a result from last night's TNA Impact. You got Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix taking on the team of Rosemary, Zaya Brookside, and Lei Ying Lee in 6-woman tag team action. Moose defends the TNA X Division title in Ultimate X against KC Navarro, Leon Slater, Matt Cardona, Vikingo, and Sidney Akeem. Elijah has issued an open challenge. Mike Santana versus Mustafa Ali in a Falls Count Anywhere match. 6-man tag team action with Ace Austin and the Rascals, with Sean Waltman in their corner, taking on the System. Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC. Of course, with Alicia Edwards in their corner. Ash and Heather by Elegance versus the Metaphor, Jakara Jackson, and Lash Legend versus Spitfire versus Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley for the Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. Steve Macklin defends the International Championship against Eric Young. Hardys defend the tag team titles against the Nemeth brothers. Masha defends the TNA Knockouts title against Tessa Blanchard. And Joe Hendry will defend the TNA World Championship in a triple threat match against Kazarian and Ethan Page. Pretty solid lineup for this pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, TNA's been pretty solid.
Yeah. But they had a Hardy compound thing on TNA last night where they invited the Nemeth brothers to the compound. They ended up stealing the tag titles from the Hardys. In typical broken universe fashion, we got some weird shit. We got Jeff Hardy returning as Willow, which was not the weirdest part out of all of it. The best part, I don't know if you've seen any of the clips floating around on TikTok today, but Jeff Hardy out there as Willow, it's Nick Nemeth talking about I see dead people, and then starts dancing to Not Like Us. It was the coolest thing from that whole segment. So
I bet.
Loved it. It was awesome. So, pretty cool stuff last night. All right, and I think that is everything for that I have to get through. Yeah. There's a couple others here. GCW's Bloodsport event prior to WrestleMania, which featured a number of WWE and NXT talent. Natalya being one of them, and Karrion Kross being another one. Natalya got a standing ovation from that GCW crowd for her match at Bloodsport.
I bet.
So I'm really excited that Natalya is getting the chance to shine outside of WWE, since she's really not on TV that much anymore, and they're letting her go do other stuff. The next thing that she's doing is she's taking on Carmen Petrovic at the Crockett Cup on May 17th. May 10th or May 17th, one of the two. I can't remember exactly. But this year's Crockett Cup will have Natalya on there. So, and Karrion Kross, another outstanding performance from GCW's Bloodsport. Dude's like a legit badass. So, I mean, talking about somebody that can break 4 baseball bats with a judo hold. So, Kross is awesome. All right, so there is that, and that's going to bring us to the Elite Figure of the Week with EntertainmentEarth.com. Use the code FGSELECT to get 10% in stock items. Glorious. All right. The elite figure of the week this week, coming off of her WrestleMania win against Naomi. It is none other than the Elite 116 Jade Cargil. First figure in the line from Mattel for Jade. Pretty good figure. It's got a pretty solid face scan on there. It's her silver attire. I believe this is from her, I want to say it's her Rumble debut.
Okay. Is this her first WWE figure?
This is her first WWE figure. It's like her fourth figure overall, because she did have a few with AEW. I do have her first AEW figure here too for comparison. AEW figure is a little bit bigger, not by much, but a little buffer.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. A little muscular.
Yeah. So they did a really good job. Jazzwares did a great job with this figure. I think
face scan looks a little better.
Yeah, Mattel is a little better. The face looks better on the Mattel one compared to the Jazzwares one. Oh. Pop her damn hand out, but it's not popping out. I'm trying to get the jacket off, but
that's what she said.
Of course, the jacket's got the Jade logo on the back, which the knee pads had the same thing. There. Oh, it's pretty cool. The only thing with this jacket is it's like a
Undertaker jacket when you get stuck in
it. It's like a soft rubber, so like it's not very bendable, so you can't really move her arms in it, which sucks. So
yeah,
I wish I would.
That's what they. That's a figure they need to come out with the Undertaker with the stuck jacket. You know what I'm talking about? The one where the dude had the referee had to pull it off.
Yeah, where it got. Oh shit! Got her hands off and almost knocked my laptop over. Okay, I was trying to get the damn jacket off. Jesus. Like, the jacket's got a lot of detail on it. It's got the spikes on, like, the arm.
Yeah.
Stuff on there, too. So far, I gotta take the head off, too, just to get the damn jacket off? So that's not going back on there. That is going in the accessory bin. So she got some cool detailing on the tights there, like the spots where I think it was like mesh.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like skin tone, and then the front of her gear there too. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
She also got an extra set of hands. Those are still over in the packaging, but these are the main hands that you can do her entrance and stuff with. So. Awesome stuff. I found this at where did I find this at? Walmart?
Okay. I thought you were supposed to say yard sale upside down already.
Yeah. It'd be a great yard sale find.
Like they must have that yesterday.
Yeah. Oh man. Awesome figure though. I like it. I had the choice between they had Lexus King as well. But I only had the budget for one, so I figured Jade was gonna be a little ended up being a little harder to find because usually the female figures are short packed compared to the male figures. So.
They're trying to have the female have a smaller package.
Yeah.
And the males with a larger package.
Yep. All right, so you go. Elite 116 Jade Cargil. And that's going to bring us to... Where am I?
Another dick joke.
Fatal 4-way. All right. I've got a pretty good fatal four-way for you this week, and it is all moments from WrestleMania 41. We've got Dominic Mysterio winning the Intercontinental Championship, Joe Hendry making his WrestleMania debut, Seth Rollins winning the triple threat match, and then John Cena winning the World Heavyweight title with Travis Scott.
If anybody watches this podcast, they'll know that I'm a huge fan of John Cena, and everything this guy touches is gold. I mean, did you see cock blockers? You know, it's like this dude can just really make a masterpiece. Uh, yeah. If I had to eliminate one, I'm definitely going to eliminate the John Cena title win.
That's what I figured. I tried to give you an easy one this week.
To me, it's like I wouldn't have had Cena. I wouldn't have had Cody drop the title of Cena. I wouldn't have had Cena win the title. Like we've already had the discussion about 17 is not the magic number that everybody thinks it is.
Yep.
There's way more people on your roster that's deserving of a title shot and a title run in the main event match. I don't know. It's just like, to me, it's like if you're gonna have Cody lose the title, to have Cody lose the title, say either Rollins or Punk.
Yeah.
I just don't think Cena is a deserving champion. Joe Hendry got a pop for me when it came out. I started singing. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy because I believe in Joe Hendry. The Seth Rollins Paul Heyman thing was great. I kind of knew that's what was going to happen. Like I picked Rollins to win. It's just I like the way it unfolded. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the way they executed it. And then Dominic Mysterio. I said this earlier when you get kicked off. One of my favorite wrestlers. I'm so glad he got the Intercontinental title.
Dom is one of those, like, we all hated Dom, like, when he first burst onto the scene. Like, we're like, he's only here because of Mysterio, because of his dad, all this other shit, blah, blah, blah. And then he breaks away. They put him with Judgment Day. He gets a chance to shine. And Dominic Mysterio is, like, one of the best heels in WWE.
Yeah.
If not in wrestling.
And that's what I
die on that hill.
That's what I was saying too while you were gone was I hope they don't go the like MJF route and try to make him like a face since the crowd was behind him. Like he still needs to be that jerk douche bag heel character.
I think the crowd was just excited to see somebody new pick up a title.
Yeah.
Like not that he's like, like new on the roster, but somebody that's, hasn't held a singles title before or anything like that. Because the only other person in that match that hasn't had a WWE title is Penta. But
yeah,
like I think the crowd still would have reacted the same if Penta won.
Yeah.
But I think they were just more hyped because, it was Dom. Like,
yeah. Dominique.
Damn, Jacob out here destroying everybody. Just took out LA Knight, just took out Damian Priest. Whew.
If you said about the new faction, that would actually might not be a bad have Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins.
Yeah. That'd be great. But I agree with you on this one. I'd cut the Cena thing out.
Yeah.
I think it would have been
We
better
should
for Scott, but that's my opinion.
we should have had Garrett send a video of what he thought about John Cena. It's his hero.
It's his hero.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. That, of course, was the Fatal 4-Way, and now let's get into... All right. No holds barred, baby. I know you had NFL draft.
Fucking sad. No, it's one of those things. My team took a player I didn't really want to draft the first overall pick, and now I'm trying to get on board. I'm one of those diehard fans that will root for whoever we draft or whatever, even though I don't like the way it's going. Same thing with round two. We traded down to the bottom of the round just to get another third round pick. So I was tired. I was like, you're getting on my nerves. Kind of hard to be a fan right now, but I'll be cheering you guys on when you start week 1. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, shit, I forgot they were doing this night. TLC match for the tag titles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. That's pretty solid.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic. I had a fart, and I didn't know how loud it was going to be.
Awesome stuff. Movie news, they dropped a trailer for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Actually looks pretty good.
Everybody said that Sinners movie was really good.
It looks great. I really want to check that out.
I'm going to the movies tomorrow, but I'm going to see Minecraft with the kids.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
The adult humor and stuff in there. Like I had really low expectations for that when we went to see it. And it turned out pretty good.
My son's like, you'll like it, Dad. It has Jack Black in it. He's funny.
What you know about Jack Black? I grew up on Jack Black. Before he started doing kids movies.
Yeah.
Before Kung Fu Panda. I remember when he was a fat guy, fat shaming women in a movie.
Yeah. I remember who's a wrestler.
And then he did Atari commercials back in the day.
I seen they come out with like a Cruel Intentions series, I think on like Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh. They should not have made anything after that first movie because I think they did. I know they did at least a Cruel Intentions 2, and that was terrible.
I haven't seen that. I didn't know it existed. I like the original movie. Like it was one of those 90-ish movies. You know what I mean? Like kind of true to that era where you have a stepbrother and stepsister screwing each other and doing all kinds of weird kiss scenes with people and stuff.
There's another movie that came out today, Until Dawn, based off the video game series, which looks pretty good too. I actually just started playing that game too, so it's like it's like one of those games where like you make decisions and it takes you down a different story arc. So like every playthrough of the game is completely different based off your decisions. So, movie looks good. It's basically they relive the same night in this like mansion in the woods, and each night they die a different way. So, and they just have to make it till morning.
Okay.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of a Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, yeah. When you were describing that, that's what it kind of sounded like.
And that same thing where, because they had that one scene in Cabin in the Woods where, like, depending on what object they picked is, you know, what got released to kill you. Could have had mermaids.
Mermaid.
Oh, well, this looks pretty good though. I'm excited to watch this. But,
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff coming out. Dropped a trailer for a new Predator. I don't know if this is a movie or a series. It's called Predator Badlands.
I don't know. Probably a series.
I think it's a movie. Let's see. The young predator outcast from his clan finds an unlikely ally on his journey in search of the ultimate adversary. It's always a human. Yeah, it's a movie. November 7th it comes out.
Okay.
That looks pretty cool. Check that out. I don't know anything else. What's really going on?
Yeah.
Oh, the new Target Legends series should be hitting Sunday. The release date for that, which includes the superhero Rosie figure. And that's also the chase. And we'll get the superhero in training Rosie. I'm excited for that one. I try to track down the chase for that. And the regular one. I need it for the Hurricane collection.
Hurricane.
Trying to find. Damn. What else is in this set? It's got Carlito. Carlito's also in the set, so it's debut Carlito. We also got the Godfather and a Kurt Angle, bald Kurt Angle.
Okay.
With a mouth guard. So this is like ECW Kurt Angle before TNA. They're probably TNA style Kurt Angle too. Quote unquote Perk Angle. Awesome stuff. Pretty solid set. All right. Well, that's all I've got. I don't know if you got anything else.
You talking about the Hurricane collection? I thought you were talking about the hockey team there for a minute.
Oh, no. Hurricane figures.
Yeah. But they're in the playoffs, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, they're going pretty good.
Oh, Sap Street Profits got some HBK inspired gear. That's awesome. Montez coming up with a cowboy hat.
the New Day, was that supposed to be Jack Gonzalez inspired? Like, I don't know what they were doing with that.
I don't know what they were doing with it. I know the commentator said Giant Gonzalez inspired. I thought it was probably like some like anime type thing because that's like 90% of their gears like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they said, "Hey, let's make our gear look like Giant Gonzalez from WrestleMania 9."
Yeah. That was another one that was like, I was glad to see happen. I was glad New Day get that title.
Yeah, I picked the War Raiders to retain, but I'm kind of glad to see they finally
Oh, we didn't even go over our scores. I don't know who won or who lost.
I didn't even tally up scores at all.
Oh man, probably because I won. Damn it! No, I'm kidding.
Probably. I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I can't remember who I picked, so you know how it goes.
I am. Awesome stuff. But it's all good. I think that's going to do it for us, though, this week. I don't really have anything else to add. It's been a good time. Carl's going to see the Minecraft movie. You have to tell me what you think about it. So.
I'll tell you. Yeah. Don't smoke crack, kids. I don't know what else.
Wash your ass. Wash your hands.
Wash your ass, your hands. Just make sure you wash your hands after you wash your ass, never before.
It's like that age-old debate that, well, it's not really an age-old debate. It's like one of those women questions. It's like, how do you dry yourself with the same towel that you use to dry your ass and your balls with, and then dry your face with it?
Yeah,
it's clean.
It's clean. Just came out of the shower.
Clean.
There was somebody made an argument one time. Was talking about like whether or not you're using a washcloth or not. They're like, "How do you use a washcloth or not?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're not getting clean unless you're using a washcloth." And they're like, "Well, so like when you're cutting chicken, right? Chicken must be really like nasty and have salmonella. When you get through cutting the chicken, when you go to the sink, do you wash your hands with the soap and water, or do you get a washcloth?" And they're like, "See, that's my point. You get in your hands the cleanest by washing it with the soap and water."
Yeah, because you're diluting. Like the soap doesn't have the same effect on the washcloth. So, and then you're using the same washcloth for God knows how long until you decide to wash it. Like, how dirty is that washcloth?
Yeah. And actually, I'm surprised I called it a washcloth. When I was growing up, we always called them wash rags.
The same thing with loofahs. Like, come on.
Wash rag.
Wash rags. All right. So there's that final debate there. All right, y'all. That's going to do it for us this week. I appreciate you guys for sticking with us. And as always, it's not the WrestleGeddon podcast unless there's some kind of technical difficulty, as usual. I thought we were going to be free of it this week, but I guess not. So, but yeah, this is episode 281. We'll be back with you next week. We'll do a recap of TNA's Rebellion. Go through the results on that. We got SmackDown tonight, so we'll talk a little bit about that. You got the TLC match going on now. So we'll give you a rundown on that next week and whatever else happens to pop up. And yeah, that's going to do it for us. And I meant to play the music in here too. Yeah. So we'll check you guys later. Chris Matthews, make sure you follow us on TikTok. Go follow us on TikTok, WrestleGeddon Pod. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to get live on TikTok as well as on YouTube. We'll never have to do one. So definitely check that out. If you're not already, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, all that fun stuff. So that'll do it for us. We'll see you guys next week. Later, Mark.